Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? I'm losing track of my days. This is Connie, and I'm live. It's 2 o'clock, and my Facebook is weird again today, so it must be a real change with Facebook. Don't know why they're messing around, but I tried to mess with the different controls that are popping up yesterday just to see what they do, and it looks like they added a feature where I could bring one of you onto my live. I can't bring a whole group onto my live. That would be nice, right? I don't know. And then there's some little microphone enhancement feature. I'm not really sure what that does. You guys could tell me if it makes a difference, but if I push it, who knows what'll happen. It's just very weird. There's a lot of weird little things. And then there's a comment button where I can comment back to you, but I can't see your comments. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but I can't see your comments. Anyway, today I just wanted to show you, I got my Close to My Heart stamp sets, and I wanted to show them to you because they're bigger than I thought they would be. So this is, let me see. So this road trip thing is like 4 inches wide. Well, this is a 6x6 stamp set, so you can see just how big everything is. This is like 2.5 inches, 2 3/4, and the squiggle is 6 inches. I just think the whole thing is super cool. I love it. Has a geotag, an arrow, a little highlight star. I love the little keychain. Awesome, just awesome. And then it has dies with it. I hope you got that if you wanted it. It is sold out forever. I know that's horrible, but. And then this one is the one that I was like most excited about, and I bought 3 extras, sold all 3. So I'll be sending, I just received them all in the mail, so I'll be sending you, totals for it. I'm still waiting for one more box before I do that, but look how gorgeous that is. Another really big image. 3 inches, 2 inches, 3/4. So this is really neat. I love all of it. And if any of you saw on social media Jennifer Smith's page layout before this came out, everybody was like, "Where'd you get the cameras?" It's just a stunner. And so I'll probably be recreating that within the next week or 2. I have so many things on my list of what I would like to show. I probably should just, crank through a few of those, but there's that. And then I also got the Secret Garden dots, but I'm going to wait and show you all of that when all of my Secret Garden comes. The only reason I got these separate is because, I had just a little bit in rewards to use, and this fit the money. And I can always use more dots. On the card class last night, I showed the new colors, the tea rose and the apple spice. They're absolutely gorgeous. And I think I need to go back through my, I think I ordered the cardstock for them, but I really don't know. I placed those orders so fast. I don't know. But I did play around with ink colors so that you could see what they look like. There's tea rose, there's apple spice. And desert rose is a pinker color, but it would work, right? Cinnamon is a really close, I think, interchangeable practically. Scarlet is another one, super close the way it stamps. You could interchange that So if you missed out on these inks, you can still get the papers and use your other inks to go with them. I really do think you could stamp chocolate, mocha, or mulberry with this tea rose and it would look just fine. I think cinnamon would look fine with it. Desert rose would look fine with it. Apple spice, I think you could use cinnamon, scarlet, or even mocha. Even though mocha's brown, when if you stamped it onto that cardstock, it wouldn't necessarily look brown, you know what I mean? So I just thought that was a good way to show those new colors. And if I get the cardstock, I'll let you know. All right, so this morning I had just a couple of tweaks left to do on my cards. Everything was pretty much done. We did 4 of 4 designs, so we made 16 cards. And what I did was I realized under all my piles, I had a little stash of chipboard sticker sheet, and I'm like, oh, well, heck, that'll be perfect to add to those few that just needed a little something more. So I just added a little piece of chipboard to that and some dots. Nice, right? And then this is one of the bookmark cards. I added a little chipboard to that. And remember, the bookmarks come off and can be used by whoever receives them. This is one of the easel cards. I added some chipboard to the bottom of that and that to the top with some gems. Here's the other one. And this one I just added gems and a little sticker. Like I said, I found just a little tiny, I don't know. I found a little tiny cluster of embellishments that, you know, I had under my pile. I popped up that sticker, added a little chipboard leaf and some gems. Oh, and the twine. This linen thread, it's very similar to the baker's twine that they carry, and the baker's twine is in multiple colors. The linen thread is just in one color, so it's, excuse me, I've been outside and woo, that got to me. I was trying to chase away the crows. For some reason, we have a lot of crows in our yard today. All right, and then we have this flip-flap card. Added some stickers to it. Added a little piece of chipboard here. I think that really added a lot to that. It was really blank. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it had enough on it. The little bear, I didn't really add much to that one. I think I added this little stripe and those stickers. This one, I added that sticker right there. That's it. A gem. There's that fall. I didn't do anything to that but gems and this twine. I thought the twine really helped. It kind of finished it off. I don't know. And then sticker. This is the one that Heather was like, it needs a frame or something. And I was like, oh, I was going to put that sea salt color like brackets right there. And then I had this little sticker. I'm like, it'll work. So there's that. This is the one I fussy cut and I think it turned out cute. I also did some twine at the top. I didn't even do anything to the inside of that one. I usually do something, but I'll write something. This is a piece of chipboard. It's kind of thick, but it works and it'll stand up on a table, so nice. Another little fox. I'm still torn on the hey there foxy thing. And then a little piece of that linen thread. And another piece of linen thread. I tied a lot of thread today. It's like all those cards are done now, ready to mail, except for I just have to write a little quick little message in there and they'll be headed to JJ's within the next month or so. Let me set those aside. Okay, so I had, you know, just random sheets of cardstock left, And I thought, all right, I'll make a scrapbook page. So the left side, I used the new Close to My Heart sea salt color, and I used that tree paper, the wood paper. Here's my scrap of this. You might remember I'm Nuts About You. I didn't want to use that on a card, but it's perfect for, you know, I love autumn, and I can do a picture of me and Steve, which is mostly what I photograph in autumn. So I thought that turned out really cute. The right side of the page, I did like 3 1/4 inch squares around that border with one 7 I think it's 7.5 by 7.5 here. And then just ready for photos, you guys, ready for photos. I used up all my stickers, those chipboard pieces. I kind of dug through my stash. And so I think that layout turned out pretty nice. And like I said, I don't like to have gobs of layouts left over. I don't do a ton of layouts all in the exact same papers and exact same styles. Okay, today I want to show you what you're going to get if you order from me in July, okay? So this Full of Life paper, I loved it so much, I bought more. And I used almost all of one pack, and so now I have a second pack mixed in here. Because one pack, this is all I had left. It was just a few sheets. And it's this side that I've been using so much, really. But I've been using it for die cutting. But I love both. I mean, honestly, look at that. It's so cool, and it's really nice for die cutting. I've been toying with the idea of playing with that soda pop can, and I kind of set these aside because I like the idea of having a focal image and something vibrant and different. I thought about using my, you know, my VW van stuff that I was making. I thought about, you know, the soda pop can and different flavors. Anyway, I set those kind of aside for that reason. I just haven't done it yet. And then I saw somebody online, one of the demonstrators did a lime soda with the limey one. I think it was lime. I think it was with this one. And it turned out so cute. And I'm like, that's my idea. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to do that. But this month, I've cut a bunch of this apart just for you, since you're ordering from me. I'm going to set this aside. And then I'm also using the outlined alphabets. Now, I know a lot of you have these because, you know, we went through a lot to get them, but I wanted to use them with the colored papers, and I didn't want to send you like all that work to do. I mean, I really appreciate you ordering from me and supporting me. My goal is to become a silver elite, and that is ridiculous goal in my head, but if I become silver elite, I can win a free trip to convention, which I have never gone to, of course, Stampin' Up convention. And so I would really like to go. And I just think it'd be kind of a fun thing to do at least once. So that's my goal. And so I really am appreciating every single order. And this month is even better because you get, for every $50 you spend, you get a $5 credit coupon for next month. So you can use that. And I obviously have a couple of them, and I'm thinking about doing a random draw on here for people who have ordered. In addition to the hostess rewards, I've already given one hostess reward away, and I'm working on my second one. And so if I do the random draw for some coupons, you can tack that onto your Hostess rewards or tack that onto your order next month. And I just think that's awesome. It's a great way to double dip, save that money, and get a deal. I'm all about that. Okay, so when you order from me, you're going to get this, but you can recreate this page yourself if you want. It's going to be a 2-page spread, so you're going to get 2 sheets of white cardstock. I debated on not sending the white cardstock, but I need to send this blue cardstock, and it's 11 inches wide, so I'm like, I'll just send the whole thing. It'll be easier, and you'll have the whole page kit. And so you're going to get a couple sheets of white and a couple sheets of this bluebird. And I think I need to order more bluebird. I did not realize that I'm going to run out of bluebird soon. And I thought, well, I could just buy Stampin' Up colors because, of course, their paper packs are going to coordinate with their blues. It's so close to some of the other blues that they have. So I'm on the fence on whether I'm going to buy more bluebird or not in the meantime, but I like that white core. Okay, anyway, so this is how it's gonna go. You're gonna end up with a border all around like this. Okay, you're also going to get some packs. Okay, so the first pack is gonna be those little strips, like 1x3 strips, and those 1x3 strips are the ones we did on that Lake Life paper. And so I'm going to show you, yours may not match mine. I tried to make them all really cool, but you may end up with a little different look is all. And then you'll get a pack of the title, and it's all cut out on that rainbow paper and in white. And then this layout is actually one that I'm recreating from Brandy Robinson, who was a close to my heart maker. And so I loved her idea so much. I'm like, can I use it? Can I remake it? And she's like, sure. So she used flowers, like die cut flowers. And I'm like, I can't do flowers right now. I'm like, I need a break. I need a break from flowers today. So I got out my old close to my heart dies, and I really loved these little paints and the little brushes, and I put all these dies together. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you, it's a labor of love to put these together because the little tips of the brushes on there are a separate die cut. I'm not kidding. They're tiny. I have a couple of them sitting here on my desk. See, look at that. You have to glue that on the end of the paintbrush. So that's how much I love you all. And then I've decided I need to use up some of my fibers. And so I kind of went through them and I picked some out. I don't have enough for like everybody to have the exact same one. You may end up with all one color or, all orange, all yellow, all turquoise, whatever, but they're going to be kind of funky and cool. I chose the rainbow one for myself because, rainbow. Yay. All right. So we're going to start. I'm going to set that stuff aside. I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to make the bottom. I'm going to raise my camera, you guys. I hope that helps. Then you can see pretty much the whole, there's one side, there's the other side. Yeah, pretty close to the whole thing. I'll have to shift a little. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take our strips, no particular order, right? And you're just going to lay them out, and you're going to start with, I can't remember if I did 3 at the bottom. I think I did 4 at the bottom. So if you do 4, they're going to overhang just a little bit. Like this. Oh, I like them to overhang in the middle, so we'll do it this way. Like that. And then see how it overhangs, and then just keep going. All of them are a little different, and if you don't like it, flip it over. You might like the other side better. If you feel like you have too much green or too much pink or too much yellow for your taste, you know, flip it over. Look, it's purple. This side is more of a green color. So it is kind of nice to have a variety and not have them in any particular order. See, I like to put that, you know, on the side, kind of hanging off like that. See how that's hanging off? And then I can always fiddle around with these when they are like in place. I can rearrange them. Maybe maybe the blues are too close together. Those are pretty bold, right? Or the purples are too many pale pastels, or I don't know. Let's see. See, like this polka dot, I don't want to put this polka dot over here next to the polka dot. I gotta rearrange. I don't know. I'm gonna turn that one over. We'll see how that looks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just see, like, I wouldn't want to put these two together necessarily, right? All right, so I have strips in place, and you just kind of look around at them and see how they are. I like green, green, green. Sometimes I look for like triangles. Pink, pink, pink. Like this pink maybe should be moved over just so there's more of a balance with the squares and the dots, and so I like that. The yellow, there's a lot of yellow on this page. Oh yeah, look at that. That changes the whole thing, right? By flipping them around. And I like that there's orange on both pages, blue on both pages. This purple and this purple are both on each page, but do I want this ray purple? It's pretty bold compared to all the other colors, so I could soften it by using the wash side. So you just decide what you like. I really do like the pinks here. Trying to decide. See it unbalanced. All of a sudden it was like, ooh, that's unbalanced. That does not look right. So it really does matter when you move things around sometimes. I mean, it's like not wrong, but sometimes it really does help to have them all laid out in front of you so that you can kind of see the colors, so you don't have two greens or two yellows side by side. Okay, so now it's time to glue, and I'm going to use liquid glue just for speed, but please just use whatever you have. And I'm going to start about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom, and it's really, put them maybe 1/4 of an inch apart. So I was going to send you a photo of this layout, and I think what I'm going to do instead is put a photo of this layout online, and then you can look at it. I'm just going to continue this onto this page, see, like that, and just kind of make them side by side. They won't be that close together in your scrapbook. Now, if you're somebody who really likes card making and you're like, ugh, not another scrapbook layout, Let me know because, oh my gosh, I can send you cards if you order. Those card kits are really fun and I enjoy making them, but most of my customers like scrapbooking a little bit more, and so I'm just putting glue on half. I'm gonna have that kind of hang out over there. I'll cut that off in just a moment and I can maybe use it on the other side or something. I'm trying to make these kind of tiled so that this, you know, this piece is centered on here. So like bricks. And if you have a piece that you just absolutely hate, you'll probably have enough, by the time you cut and split some of these, you'll probably have enough to use it in a different way, you know, like you cut out one that you really hate, but like this one is gonna end up being a little off kilter. Do I want to put that one there? Side by side green. Probably not. I'll put the blue there. I like that side too. This one, when you have one like this that's half and half, you can decide. Do you need more of the green blue? Do you need more of the pink color? Do you need more dots? You know, you decide what you have and what you feel like would look better. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off so I have that extra piece. And I'm gonna cut this off so I have that extra piece, right? All right, I'm just gonna keep them moving. Anybody else tired after last night? I was the only one, I think me and Stephanie were like the only one actually making our cards, but I feel so accomplished. Oh, look at that. I like the other side of that too. Whew. It's hard to cover up. When both sides are pretty, it's really hard to decide what to use. But anyway, I feel super accomplished getting all those cards done. That really made me feel amazing. I just love doing those. It was really fun. And thanks for watching and sticking with me, because man, I know that's a long. It took me about 3 hours to finish everything. I messed around for another half hour this morning, just fiddling around with those chipboard pieces and stuff like that. But those cards turned out awesome. And I finished an entire paper pack, did not put it back in my stash at all, not even one sheet. So that really helps when you can purge through like that and just, gosh, get rid of that stuff. Get rid of stuff. It's amazing. Ooh, I like that side a lot too. Let's see. On this one, even though it's not exactly centered where I want it to be, I want it to be kind of straight with this green, or pretty close, just close. It, in the scheme of things, the little imperfections won't show, because you're gonna have a lot of color on here. Your eye has a lot of places to look, and it's not going to look at the one thing that you're like. Now, the only thing I can say when I was messing with this is if you have too much of a block of color, then you notice it. Like if you put all your orange on one side and none on the other, or a whole bunch of yellow in one place, then it's like, okay, I need to balance that. And your eye notices it. Especially as scrapbookers, we probably are just kind of trained to like see those color patterns. I kind of like this extra purple. I don't know, it kind of throws off my color scheme just a smidge, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I really love this. I should have done this side. Too late. Okay, now I have this spot over here without anything, and so I need to use my extra piece, and this is what I'm doing. All right, there we go. Ta-da! Now I could, let's see, I could even mess with it more. Let me see. This is weird, but it might work. We'll see. It may not, it may, I don't care. I think it'll look just fine. These colors are so weird, like so multi-toned. I don't think it'll notice. You'll notice that it's a little different there. And I need to cut my yellow off the other side. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is really cool. Really cool. Her ideas, I'm so impressed with her. Okay, so now we're gonna take blueberry. I'm gonna use blueberry? Bluebird. And I am going to use the real side, not the light side. Although you could use anything you want. It looks good with light or dark, really. And I'm gonna attach these. So you know, one thing I have noticed about using my new desk, you know, this is one of those Home Depot style desks, and I can put things away so fast. I can leave things out, but everything in my room has a spot, and I can clean this table up in a minute. It's just great. Okay, so I'm looking at this line right here, and this is where I'm gonna leave my gap that I want to be kind of the same here, 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 here. You know, I want this gap to be as close as possible, nothing too crazy. And what that ends up doing is making kind of the bigger white border at the top and this side. And we're going to do that on both sides. So you can line them up, you know, line up your pieces at the top and put them like this. Or you can just eyeball it, because if you're like me, your pages are a little far apart inside your book. It's not like they're right there. But that's how this is looking. Okay? Neat, neat, neat. All right, so I'm gonna go down to just the left-sided page here. I wanna show you how to do the title. Now the title is fussy, okay? Title's fussy. I'm just warning you, because I changed it a little from what she did. And so you're gonna have all these little pieces, and you're gonna be like, ugh, Connie, why? And so what I did, it's supposed to say, you color my world. So it says you, and then color is in the rainbow colors. Like this. So kind of separate out your pieces, and then you have my, gotta find my Y. And then you're gonna have the word world in white. Now, what makes it fussy is that I added all the little outlines. So I wanted more color on the letters. And so look at what that does by adding the extra color on. Oh, I love it. So you just put those on like this. And lay them in place first. Make sure you have all your parts and pieces first. And then you can go back and start gluing, okay? Now on the word color, I did the opposite, and I took the white image and put it on. So I've noticed the O's have a definite little shape. They're like almost like a little rectangle more than a circle. So pay attention when you're putting your O's in place, okay? And there's that. And then I have this on the inside of the R's, you're gonna have these tiny little pieces, and they are in your batch. If you don't have them, you lose them, whatever, is not the end of the world. For some reason, I have an extra O, so I'm gonna put that aside. I did try to make sure everyone had all of their letters. And if they're not totally perfect, I apologize, but there you go. So this is kind of what it's gonna look like, only nice and straight, okay? And I am gonna glue those on, but I don't think you need to watch me glue all the letters in place, but that is what it's gonna look like, okay? And you can even make it kind of the letters wonky on purpose. You can make them straight, whatever you like. Now, the other thing that I'm sending you are some photo mats, and the photo mats are just super cool on that blue. Yeah. They just look incredible on the blue. And I did not mat these smaller ones, but she matted these smaller ones. I think she used black, which you could totally do, or you could get out another color and mat these if you just don't feel like they're going to show up well enough with your photos. I would say try to use close-up faces or things that have more of a solid color image on your photo. If you use a photo that has like lots of variation in color, it's going to get lost in this sea of color. Now, this little doodad, let's talk about the rainbow thread. Okay, so before I put the photo mats on, I have enough of the thread to put a piece here and hook it onto the back and tape it with washi tape or like tear tape, something like that, onto the back. And then you can cut that and you'll do the other page the same way. That way, there's just a little more of a line, more of a definition. If you hate it, you don't use it. If you end up with a color of this fiber you don't like, don't use it, okay? Seriously, it is up to you. I really like it. It adds even, you know, more. It adds more. And then you're gonna end up with your little pieces of different colors of paints, and everybody will have something a little different. I tried to use all the colors that are already in the mix, but I love the idea of adding to, you know, adding to the title, like your paintbrushes and maybe a paint tube. And then like putting them at different places on your layout. Like here, you could cut a big circle out or something to give you more of a color block, so it's not quite so wah. And then you could, you know, put your paintbrushes and tubes of paint around your layout wherever you want them to be, because I just think it is really cool. And you don't have to use them at all. You can use flowers or something bigger and bolder if you want. So there you go. This is my take on her layout. Gosh, you guys, I just love it. I am probably going to put mine all at the top and kind of crisscross some of the paintbrushes so that they overhang some of the photos just a little bit. I just love the idea. And then I like to do my journaling on either strips, you know, like I'll write out on a strip and do journaling, but in here it may get lost. So you could totally do a color block of some kind and, you know, put your, boy, that looks really cool, doesn't it? You could totally put a color block in and do your journaling, or even put your decorations on. So there you go. That's our page for this month. That's what you'll get in the mail when you place an order. I tend to ship things out closer to the end of the month just because it's easier to, when I have to actually take these into the post office, even if I pay postage ahead, because they don't fit. When I mail a 12 by 12, they don't fit into any hole that I can put those packages into. So I have to carry them in, and I don't like to do that very often. So I tend to mail everything all at once. But if you're desperate for it and you really want it, let me know, and I'll do a couple of shipments this month. I hope you love this, you guys. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you helping me meet my goals. And this is such a fun layout. It takes a little time to cut everything out, especially this. But gosh, this full of life paper, I can't get enough of it. I have ordered a second pack of it, and I thought when I first got it, I would never use it all. I thought I would be stashing it forever because it's a huge pack of paper, but I used it, and now I've dug into pack number 2. So awesome. I'm loving it. It's great for summer. Okay. Have a great day. Take advantage of the bonus coupon days. I don't get the feeling they do these all the time. And so I think it's awesome to get like a little 10% discount on top of rewards if you go that route. So thanks a lot. Bye-bye.